want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
I told Danny, if you want to cut a deal and if you want to make like boss moves, I would go after the airport. He goes, I love that idea. I said, tell my Chris.
So
go take it from his friend.
Don't go
after. Leave him alone. Go get the airport from his little brother, that little bitch Bonnet.
How many black people?
I go, what is with Bonnet? And I said, Bonnet thinks he's black. That guy don't think he's black. I go, he thinks he's black. I told her the same thing.
This kid is.
He goes, why are they so close?
And he's from Massachusetts. This kid, the one here. This kid is the dog.
He's black.
Yeah.
Lo trae así during Black History Month, lo lleva al council y lo pone acá en el, remember, lo trae, it's an accessory. When we do the MLK parade.
Just like when
They used to have those statues in plantations.
Just like when Nury brings her little yard bag or the Louis Vuitton bag, and plays
su negrito, like on the side, and lo trae, ¿verdad? You sit next to it, you don't got it side. For MLK, for the parade that Herb used to organize, and we need all the council who wanted to join Herb on the float, because he used to do a whole float to be nice. Bonnet would be like, hey Nury, are you going to the MLK? Well, Herb invited me, yeah, I'll go. Okay, I'm bringing whatever the kid's name is. I'm like, it's like the oddest thing, it's like black and brown on this float. And then there's this white guy with this little black kid who's misbehaved. Este niño has they're not doing, the kid is bouncing off the effing walls on the floor, practically tipping it over. There's nothing you can do to control him. Parece changuito. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm over here trying to parent this kid. I'm like, you can't do that. I said no. And Mike is like, I'm like, you're not teaching your kid anything. It's me and Karen Bass on the floor trying to check this little kid. Me, Karen Bass, y la esposa de Marquise, Carrie. And we're all looking at each other because we're the three women on the floor. Like, who's gonna? This kid's gonna tip us over. Because he's literally hanging on the rails.
We can't let him off because the spectators will beat his ass.
Yeah.
They're raising him like a little white kid, which I was like, this kid needs a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back.
Yeah.
¿Sí me entiendes? Ven para
It's a
acá.
pinch.
Yeah.
But he is. He's the fourth black.
So anyways, getting back to redistricting.
I do not want to be here today. I want to be home with my family right now. I am, but I want to say a few words. I am still trying to wrap my head around everything that was said and everything that is happening. My husband and I are both raw and angry and heartbroken and sick for our family and for Los Angeles. And as an Angelino, like most Angelinos, I am reeling from the revelations of what these people said. Trusted servants who voiced hate and bile. Public officials are supposed to call us to our highest selves. And these people stabbed us and shot us and cut the spirit of Los Angeles. It gave a beatdown to the heart and the soul of this city. But before anything else in the world, I'm a dad. I am a dad who I'm a dad who loves his son in ways that words cannot capture. And I take a lot of hits, and hell, I know I practically invite a bunch of them. But my son, man, that makes my soul bleed, and it makes my temper burn, and I know I'm not alone. because Los Angeles has spoken, and it feels the same way. The white father of a black child, you stumble and you f up, and you try to do your best to be a parent and an ally, and I get it wrong a lot. I get it right sometimes. I knew that I did not want this story about virulent anti-black racism to be centered on an angry white dad. You know, I know that I can never really know or comprehend or feel the weight of the daily relentless racism, anti-black racism that my son is going to face. But man, I know the fire that you feel when someone tries to destroy black boy joy. There are a lot of people who are now asking for forgiveness. And asking for forgiveness is a good first step. But, well, it's a second step, because first you must resign and then ask for forgiveness.
So this is quite a story here, right? So you have somebody who is, of the Spanish-speaking origin, and they decided to state that they wanted to say a variety of things about another city councilman's son who is black, and wanted to say a variety of comments and different things like that, on top of speaking of the same councilman, saying that, oh, he thinks that he's black, he thinks that he's this, and all this other type of stuff, right? This is how they perceive, this is how they see him, because of who it is that he is attached to, who it is that he is married to, right? Who it is that he has a family with, right? And you hear all of these things that they just want to say, and how it is that they're specifically coming at him, in the conversation, because even she decided to call him the Bonin, the city councilman, directly out of his name as well. If you pay very close attention, you can hear what it is that she called him, right? Which was a female dog. And you were able to then hear the city councilman come out and speak in front of an audience and basically state how it is that he feels, and how he, as a white man, cannot begin to understand, in a sense, what it is like to be black, or to deal with this on a consistent everyday basis, or how it is going to be for his son growing up, and how it is that the specific world that they built, right, for their son has been shattered because of adults in the real world wanting to impart how it is that they see him as a young black boy, how it is that they perceive the white father to be, and everything else that they wanted to list. And the main thing that I try to tell people is that if you're black, no matter who you attach yourself to, people in the world are going to let you know exactly what it is, what time it is, and who you are. Whatever world that you decide or try to make for yourself to try to escape a lot of the real world stuff that is directly out there, it doesn't make any sense. You're only making it harder on yourself to try to make it seem as though that it doesn't exist. Because the moment in time that you decide to run, because you understand what's going on out here, you understand how people talk and all this other type of stuff, your kid is not going to be able to run from that, because they're not going to know the dangers. They're not going to understand the language and the perception and the viewpoint of other people. So that kid is, while you're running, that kid is sitting there in one spot in the center. So all the attention is going to disappear from you, and it's going to go directly towards that kid. And that's specifically what took place in the conversation that the other city councilman basically did. And this is the main thing that I try to make black people yet again try to understand. No matter who you align yourself with, you're always going to be black at the end of the day. Just because you align yourself with somebody else does not absolve the fact that you are black, that you have melanin directly in your skin. That doesn't mean that you're going to be treated better. That just means that people are going to tolerate you a little bit better than what they would if you were either by yourself or with somebody else that's black. And now the city councilman's husband, of course, he can't say anything because he is the husband of the city councilman. The city councilman, who is a white man, is the one that has to take the brunt. He has to be the one to, in a sense, speak and stand up and represent the family. I would have actually loved to hear what the husband would have had to state and how it is that he feels about everything that was stated when it comes to his son, because his son is a reflection of him. So I get that the Bonin, right? I get that the city councilman wanted to speak because he has to. But it's a difference between you doing it because it's your job and it's a part of your job versus you speaking because you and that child have a shared bond, meaning that the walks through life that that child is going to have, the black father is going to understand those walks. The types of conversations, the types of things that people are going to say, the perception that the world is going to have of him as a young black boy and then turning into a young man and then turn into a full-fledged black man. Only that black father is going to be able to understand that whole story. Nobody else can understand that story. So like I said, it's a nice thing that he spoke because he has to. But like I said, I would love to hear what the black father has to specifically say, because I feel, or at least I would think, that the words of a black father would hit way differently, because it's coming from, in a sense, the soul. Is coming from the sense of knowing and having to live through and go through those experiences as a black man. So the words would, in a sense, hit differently. The tone would be vastly different. The cadence would be different as well. Like I said, the only thing I can hope is that the young boy, he grows up quick, because as you can clearly see, the world is not going to wait. The world is not going to wait up until he reaches the age of 18 and 21 and 25 or whatever it is to basically hit him with all the BS. They're going to start early. They're going to start letting him know early what it is. And that's exactly what they did. But I also covered the reason why you were able to hear, right, those who are of the Spanish speaking population when they are in power, and why it is that they decide to speak and say the things that they decide to state about black people. Like I said, I did a video covering all of that.